Hello, River family. We're so excited to be here with you today, continuing to talk about what Pastor Oz talked about on Sunday. We're excited to just dig into it as we go day by day.
Even deeper, yes. So as we did Sunday, we're going to break down the chronology because we have 5 days of the different steps by which this Holy Week has been going on. So we're first going to be starting out with Jesus clearing the temple, and I think it's fascinating at this particular point in the move of Christ's ministry that it's at this point, just before the crucifixion, within the week of the crucifixion, that he clears the temple.
I think that there's a part of that is a preparation, right? The temple was about to be altered in such a way that it would never be the same.
Never be the same.
And
actually never was the same. Never couldn't be used the same after that.
And Jesus prepares it for that by saying this is my house. It's a house of prayer. It's meant to be a place of connection with God. And that's what Jesus brought, was an even better connection, opportunity for even more connection with God. But first we have to cast out these people who have turned it into something that it's not.
One of the ways that we can kind of project that into the present day church is that if we come with an expectation that we're going to be meeting the Lord, that we're going to have an encounter with him, and we have an expectation, then it changes our attitude in coming. Yes. It changes our attitude while we're here. It causes us to make a preparation to get rid of some of the thoughts that we've been carrying out through the week so that we can focus clearly on him. And I think that is as pertinent today as it was back then.
Yeah, and I agree. I think the flip side of that is true as well. If we come to church expecting transactions, I bring what I'm supposed to bring, I give it, and God gives me something good in return, that's not what he's about. He wants relationship and connection, and it's not meant to be a place where we're buying and selling things.
That's right. We're trying to move up any kind of a ladder.
Right, earn anything.
With God, because as far as he's concerned, we are good with him, period. We develop after that.
Right.
But it's not the development that causes us to be good with him.
Right.
It's his grace, his mercy, is his choosing us before we chose him.
Right.
That puts us into a place in which we have the right to walk in the freedom and the life of God. We also know at that same time, Jesus was on the Mount of Olives, and he did some teaching on the Mount of Olives. He encouraged his disciples. They sent out the donkey.
Right.
Or they sent out the disciples
to get the donkey,
which to me is an amazing story because it's like a young donkey is like your future truck.
Yeah.
And he just said, go and ask the guy for it and tell him that the master has need of it, and he'll say it's okay. And that's what they did, and the guy let it go.
And so we know that God was talking with that guy beforehand, right?
That's right.
Because if a random dude shows up and asks you for your vehicle, you don't just say, yeah, sure.
Here's the keys. Yeah.
Right.
And so there was a preparation, and we don't know if it was just before or at the very moment that they came that the Lord showed up. But that is that expectation that we have, that when God sends us to do something, he is going before, and he is making room for whatever. So it's not up to us to do the work. It's up to the Father who does the work, and we step into it. Yeah. And when we receive the things that the Lord has sent us to do, as important and significant for us today as believers as it was back then.
I think it's really cool because Jesus is exemplifying that as well in this, and that he sends his disciples. He's not the one making this happen, convincing someone, I'm the Son of God, give me your donkey. He knows that his Father is going before him and making a way, and that this is part of God's plan that he's just walking in. And that's what we're called to do as well, is just continue to walk in faith.
To follow his steps.
And know that he's making the way.
And to anticipate and expect him to be there.
Yeah, I expect him to move things in such a way that what he says will happen will happen.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. I had a really interesting encounter after the service last night, in which as I was leaving, there was someone waiting, and they were waiting in a place that I really couldn't see them. And so when I went to turn on the light or to turn off the lights, they said, wow, you're here a lot faster than I thought. Because they were following the Lord's leading, and they wanted some counsel, they needed some assistance. And so the Lord said, go here and just sit there and just wait, and someone will be there. And lo and behold, and I thought, wow, I really honor that process.
Yeah.
Because that process is the intent to, rather than go and say, hey, can I talk to you or whatever? Right. It was literally following the leading of the Lord, and in that he got confirmations.
Yes.
And the Lord fulfilled what he was supposed to do. Part of all of that work is what rather than making things happen in the kingdom, we follow the one who makes things happen.
Right. We get to step in the wake of the king.
Amen.
And he moves everything in his kingdom.
Amen. Amen. All right. God bless you guys. It's wonderful to talk with you again, and we will see you tomorrow.